It's so crazy how cold and just like really chilly to the bone it is out here in Washington State. I mean, I know it's going to get a lot colder. Like, I know that for sure. But right now, I'm just trying to like wrap my head around how cold it is right now. It's like super cold. It's like 30 something. And like, I guess when it's like been cold for days and days, like in the 40s literally for like 2 weeks now, I guess when that happens and it's like consistent cold to your body, it's like a different type of feeling than it is when like it's warm, then it's cold, and it's, you have like these breaks in between of sun and stuff. So it's like a really different kind of thing. It kind of like starts seeping in, down into your body. Like literally, I kind of feel like the Jack Nicholson character in The Shining. And, just in the sense that it's like a little bit of cabin fever, it's a little bit of, personal demons, and it's a little bit of just the situation that, the lack of sun and the isolation. I feel like, those things could really make someone go crazy and just lose their shit. And so that's what I'm trying to do here is not lose my shit. And when I say lose my shit, I don't mean like literally like the Jack Nicholson character in that movie. I just mean like, just going a little crazy. So anyway, something really weird happened. And first I just want to say that the only reason why this, I guess, is like as a big deal as it is because it's not like the first thing. So I've been pretty much feeling like this place is haunted or it was something. And probably it's a little bit of the place is haunted, and it's a little bit of that, we are haunted. Like literally my family just has some weird things around, that go on around us, and kind of like just some things, maybe some people in the past maybe were some kind of witches or something, and like tried to curse other people, and it kind of bounced back on them kind of thing. But anyway, aside from that, also this place has a weird spirit around it. And I don't know enough or a lot about this area. I don't know a lot about this state. But I do know the sense and the feeling I get when I drive downtown, when I'm by the river, when I'm just any place around, just out here. It's like this intense kind of like energy, this pressing, like depressing energy. Not to say negative, like the place itself is not beautiful or that nothing good happens here, just that there's just this energy that I sense. But more specifically in this apartment, so many weird things have happened, and they're not just like these random things like, oh, you're in a new place, you're just really spooked. It's more like just things that, really are real, that you're really hearing and seeing. And not just you, but, other people that you can't just keep ignoring kind of thing. But most recently, and maybe this is not a weird thing. I mean, it's maybe like it's something that I'm considering to be such a big deal, but not anyone or not everyone would think it's a big deal. Maybe another person in a different situation or a different headspace would see it like, oh yeah, it's totally explainable or whatever. So what happened is, I have two debit cards, and one of them I had used one day, and then or let my daughter use it, and then she handed it back to me in the car. We came home. I came upstairs, and a day or two later, I went to look for the card, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I kept, I didn't think too much of it right at first, but then the next day I looked a little closer at things like my wallet and my pockets and stuff like that, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. And so then I finally started thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to have to call it in, and report it, even though I had a feeling it was somewhere here. Like I had a really weird sensation that the debit card was right in front of me, but I couldn't see it. It's hard to explain. I've never had that kind of feeling about an inanimate object before. but I had that feeling, so I never was really too worried about calling the bank. And then, so that I just kind of forgot about it a little bit yesterday and started doing some chores around the house. And one of those chores was to vacuum the floorboards around the living room and the dining room and kitchen. And so I was basically on my knees, vacuuming. So I was like right up close and personal to my, to the molding, the molding that goes around the ground. And so I did the vacuuming and stuff or whatever. The day wore on. It was towards night yesterday. I went in that area of the house for some reason, and something caught my eye, and I looked down, and in between the wall and the molding that goes around the flooring was my debit card, literally stuffed in the cracks and crevices, like between the wall. There's just no, I couldn't imagine a scenario where that could happen. But even if I try to convince myself that somehow the debit card fell out of my purse and just somehow, I don't know, wedged itself in there, I couldn't deny the fact that I had just vacuumed that very same area a few hours before. And my face, I was right there up close and personal to the whole area perimeter of all the flooring. So if that would have been there, I would have seen it. So I pulled the debit card out of that little area that it was tucked into. I had to pull it out. It wasn't just easily, it just fell in there. I pulled it out. I came back to my room and I just was chilling, watching some videos and stuff. And then all of a sudden I get this random text from my bank, and they're letting me know that they're the fraud department, and that there might have been, there was an attempt to process a transaction and they declined it. And if it was me, say yes. And then if I rerun it, they'll approve it. And if it was not me, say no, and they'll cancel my card and send a new one. And so I was like, what? And so I went into my app on my phone, and I was looking, and I saw 2 charges that were not mine. And so I realized that someone was using my card. So I typed in no, no, it wasn't me, so they could cancel my card, and they said they would cancel it. But those pending those transactions that went through when during those days that I could not locate the card, meaning that somehow just in that period of time, that small period of time when the card was here but not here, it was somehow being used. And then all of a sudden, it was here and I got it, and then now I was notified that it was being used. So no matter how I turn it over in my head, I can't think of one single way that could make sense, or that could be anything but the fact that maybe it was a parallel reality, or a parallel, maybe there was a version of me that did have my card, and that's why part of me wasn't panicking inside. And then I was using my card, and so it never really was missing, but this version of me couldn't see it. And then when I was present in this version of me, in this one right now where I found the card where I found it, I have the card in my hand now, and to me it had been lost and not used, and those charges are fraudulent, but to the other version of me, the charges were made by me. It just gives me chills to even think of that scenario, mostly because it feels like it's the one, that's the scenario. Anyway, I just wanted to share that because I've been totally spooked, and hopefully I'm hoping someone that, has had this kind of experience, or knows someone that has, can put their 2 cents in it, or someone who maybe can logically see how this could have happened, could tell me how they think it happened, so that I have an alternate thing to think happened instead of this crazy one. But all right, well, that's it. See you later.